How are we doing today? We are here at Doug's Bikes, and today we're going to be building up the Stumpjumper 15 Expert. This thing should be pretty sick, so we're going to open the box and then start building it on the chest mount here. You guys will see that when it's in the stand here, so let's go. This bike is a lot brighter than I expected it to be. I don't really know what I was expecting. I haven't really looked it up yet. Don't forget the wheel. Box. First thing, post. Actually, first thing is probably the clamp. That is a crazy thin dropper cable. Why are you so thin? All right, snips. So, clamp's not on the bike. I assume it's probably in this box. Yep, and it's right there. Clamp. Now, this one, it's going to hang from here and clamps at the lever. So we are going to put this on into this droop here once I get all this packing tape off of here. And by packing tape I mean masking tape, but you know, I don't know why they use this tape. It just seems to dry and get very stuck. That cable is tiny. So traditional dropper cable, shift cable is this 4mm. That's the new stuff. It's gonna be really hard to kind of tell. Yeah, different. It's taking me more time to take this masking tape off than it would to take me to build this bike. All right, so clamp. Where is carpet grip? Why was it so watery? I'm running out. Oh, I got some in there now. Unravel this cable. Only slightly tangled. Even this cable's extra thin. That's wild. Of course, I still have it taped up over here because all this to keep the end cap on. This cable's so thin that I'm having a hard time even pushing it into tube. Thankfully, cables don't need to push, they only really need to pull, but I'm just kind of thinking why bother changing, why bother making a new cable size? Just why? I don't know. Covered with carbon right now. All right, dropper can go in. We're not going to fully seat it because I am going to use it to clamp the bike into the bike stand here. Keep tension on it so it sits in. Drop it just past that shoulder. So we'll go there. 4 mil. I'm just gonna snug it up. When I drop it into the frame is when I'll actually torque it. Right now it's just a matter of holding. There we go. All right, bike is in the stand. Ooh, T-tight. Looks sick. Oh, forgot one. Oh, forgot another one. This bike is pretty sick. Revolves, T-tight. Really, really, really strong tape for some reason. Headset alignment, volume spacers, reflector mount, that's what you need. Time to take the foam off and get the bar on. Maybe I'll get the bar on first so it's not just like dangling here and looking kind of crazy. So take that. Hold it with the knees. This way, and then that way. It's always nice to start threads by hand if you can, just so you know you're not cross-threading things. Or at least very, very, very lightly with the tool. For instance, I do it with the ball end here just to spin her in nice and loose. Trying to judge center on the stem. There's some markers that I can watch, but top does say no gap here, so we're going to just tighten these ones. Essentially just tighten them down so they stop. See, they still spin. So you got to do the bottom ones to make sure everything gets snugged up. All right, let's undo this thing. I don't like when I knot things like this. It creates a little weird issues. Come on, try. I'm about to apply an elastic. There we go. There we go. Now we can actually look at this bike. Now that we can actually look at this bike, it's pretty sick. I mean, I say that about every single bike, but this is the new Fox Genie. First time I've seen that. T-type. Those look pretty sick. I like how close they are to the handlebar here. I am a trick guy, so landing like that seems nice. Big boys in the back here. And yeah, dangly went up the front there. I do like that this frame is no longer asymmetrical. I didn't really like the Stumpies of the last couple of years that had this giant arm from here. I don't know, I just personally didn't like it. I know some people did. Just not my style. I like really clean, simple bikes. And this one looks clean and simple. They got a new SWAT door. Little beep boops. Which won't do anything because the battery's in here. So what we're gonna do now is get the front brake on. Get the front wheel in. Then this bike is pretty much good to go. It's pretty quick build. I will need a spacer. Flat 5mm. Loctite always makes this stuff really hard to go in, but this isn't supposed to move once it's in, so makes sense. Now there's definitely a difference from cross-threaded tightening and tightening through rubber or Loctite. If you don't know the difference, you shouldn't be building one of these bikes. Just as a heads up. Careful when you're tightening things. Last thing you want to do is ruin your brand new expensive bike. Nice shiny. I kind of want these brakes, but they are beast. Like I've said in previous videos, when you're tightening on a disc brake for the first time, and by disc brake I mean the caliper here, you basically want to snug it down like that, and then just back turn so you have some play. Especially if you don't have a wheel in here yet, you don't know where the wheel exactly is going to line up. So you want to have it a little bit free floating, so when you put the wheel in, you don't have issues. And that's what we are actually going to do here. Take this out. Take that massive smiley face thing out. Look at that. It's like a little alien. Can get right in my spaceship. All right. I need this thing. Little 2.5mm. Just on the cable like this. Now we need the wheel, which is up there. These currently are tubed, and I won't be making them tubeless in this video, but if you want it to be tubeless, you just take the tube out and you throw some valves in. Alright, all the caps. All these little caps. Let's give it a little grease in there. So this axle is actually going to tighten in, and then we can actually tighten it. It's going to be hard to see on the GoPro, but tighten it right here. This bike is meant for a lot of abuse. 6mm, of course. So what I was just talking about on the GoPro is this axle here tightens in here, but also tightens here. Locks it in there for all the downhill goodness. So yeah, we're gonna tighten that in. And I believe this is still a 6 mil. Nice. That would be kind of irritating if it was another one. That is not going anywhere. Ain't going nowhere. Now we can come back to the disc that I had kept loose from before. I'm gonna pull the lever. See, it doesn't move with the lever pulled. Snug the bottom one, because I might have to loosen and move it. Leave the top one open. Sounds pretty good to me. Now this is a brand new bike. That shouldn't be warped. That should be the case. Perfect. Take these off. While I'm up here, I probably could hook up the dropper posts, considering it's right here. But look at the size difference in these cables. Like I said, those are obviously hydro cables, but it's wild. Turn the handlebar. Find out what I need for clamping. I think I need a 3 mil. Grab 3. Loosen the clamp. I much prefer droppers that drop Allen keys while you're holding them. They clamp at the lever here. Just so much nicer to work on. I guess I've just been doing this long enough to see that most droppers or a lot of droppers are just coming back and being lever clamped, which is nice. Unless you're like me and you can't actually get a good purchase on it right now, but actually see if it works. Not yet. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. I will have to tighten a little bit more cable here, but it does work at the moment. And I might have to shorten it because it's going to be quite long when I do drop that into the frame. But for now, we are connected. Dropper post does work. It might be hard to get down once it's down. Nope, did it. It's down. Up. Perfect. T-tape should be set up, but to do that, I will have to check with the battery here. I guess we'll check the rear wheel for, yeah, it's rubbing. Now, this came from the factory already tight, so what we are going to do is that quarter turn back on both of these, loose, reach the handlebar wherever I can get there. See it moving? Pull it. Bottom one, back one, whatever you want to call it. Sounds good. Back one is a lot harder to hear because you have a lot of other stuff going on. For instance, this little yellow tag that says read me, getting stuck on everything. I will be taking this off as well. To do that, I have these shear cutters, which actually work pretty well in here. The dork disc, or so it's named by the internet, it's mainly just to protect the spokes from the chain, but this amount of plastic's not going to do anything. It's just going to drop. It's just chaos. You get rid of it. Adjust your gears. It's kind of sick. Comes with a bash guard. This bike is so low. I need to go up higher here. Now I don't have to keep bending over. It's kind of sick. I am left foot forward, so that would be perfect for me. I cannot afford this bike, though. This thing is too nice. You know, you need to go tubeless. Ball cage, SWAT stuff. This is what I'm interested in right now. Hopefully it has enough charge that I can check the gearing. Being T-type though, this is probably pretty set up from factory. because in the initial setup of this derailleur, you do everything you need to do to create the tension on everything. So going to hope that everything is just perfect. I'm gonna lower this down a little bit because it's still too high. Grab my dummy pedal. Now these ones you do set up in this red ring here. And it looks pretty good to me. So far it sounds good. There's no limits to adjust. Yeah, see? It won't shift down. Sounds pretty sick. Alright, now that works, I'm going to take this back out so I can charge this because it's quite dead. I'm going to put this back in here so that if I ever have any issues or I need to move it around, it's covered. Now this does come with the bike. Remove my speaker here. Micro USB into here. Battery in there. So that essentially is the build of this sick Stumpjumper 15 Expert in the S4. The only thing I really need to do is drop the dropper back down and potentially shorten the front cable. Might just do that off camera though. So for now, we are going to take it out of the stand, put the scale in, and give it a weighing, because this thing, people are going to want to know. So yeah, let's take this out of here. It's going to be weighed with tubes. I also have to adjust everything. It's all weird, but it's okay. Scale is not down here. Scale, scale, scale. Found it. Now, if you're finding this video because you're like, oh, what is the weight of the brand new Stumpjumper? I am going to add a caveat here. I have no idea how accurate this scale is. This scale is quite old for us. You do tear it every single time you turn it on. But that being said, it's been bashed around here quite a lot. Make sure it's vertical here. All right. All right, we're gonna turn the scale on. Zeroed. Get this sick bike. Hang it right from the seat here. We're not touching the ground. We're not touching anything. 3203. Like I said, I mean, we're swinging. Stop swinging. Not touching the ground. Floating. 3203. Now this is with tubes, but that is still pretty sick. Now this handlebar looks a little crazy. Have to adjust it. I don't want to have it too far forward, but torque. 6 Newton meters. Twelve is too high. Come on. we go, 6 Newton meters. 6. All right, that's nicely torqued. We're gonna drop this post into the frame some more because that is quite high. This might end up with a lot of cable up front. We'll go to there. Now this wants 6.2, so we'll just do it to the same that we had there from the front, which was just 6. There you go. It's a very tall dropper. Okay. I want to push those down a little bit, but that's just preference. If you were riding this thing downhill all the time, you'd probably want them quite flat. I just don't want to roll the bar anymore, so I'm just doing it with the levers here. Cool. Just gotta readjust this thing. This thing feels sick though. Everything you would ever want is in this bike. All right, that's sick. So I hope you guys enjoyed the build of this Stumpjumper 15 Expert in the S4. This bright green Stumpy is sick. You don't need anything else. This is all you need. Oh, I gotta cut that cable. Yeah, this is a sick bike. Hope you guys enjoyed the build. We'll see you later.